All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about relatively harmless things. Although this video probably will get me in trouble with some people. As I try to do this in real time for a couple of real people out here, just like you and just like me. If you're finding me again, please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. I'm really lousy at the whole click like and do all these things like a lot of people do at the beginning of videos. But if you can like the videos, if you want to share the videos, I know that's dangerous. Why anyone would want to share a video that I'm doing, but on occasion it does happen apparently. And subscribing also Patreon if you want to support this channel monthly for like a buck, $2 a month, something like that. Yeah, I need patrons. I've lost a lot of patrons since losing the channel with 82,000 subscribers, and now I've got a channel with just a little over 3,000. So I'm grateful for that. So that's my plug for myself. Okay. So, journey in the White House again. Uh, this is true, folks. Paula White Kane, who is married to Jonathan Kane, is getting an anal examination from the media. And look, I know she can be a rather controversial figure. I guarantee you that I'm going to receive messages from people saying how much they like her or they don't like her, but predominantly the commentary tends to be pretty spicy when it comes to Paula White Kane. She is now in the White House as a chief advisor to Donald Trump, picked to lead the White House Faith Office, according to Newspeak, which is a magazine, which is pretty much an online thing now. I don't typically see Newsweek out on the magazine rack anymore. I'm sure it exists somewhere, but I don't see it. And what they're doing here is going back to her life, and it's interesting that the writers who put these articles together, they write as if there's nothing wrong with themselves, which is baffling to me. Um, it's the old get the log out of your eye kind of thing before you look at the little speck in someone else's eye. Now, again, she's controversial to a lot of people, um, but Donald Trump likes her. They go back to how she got married as a teenager and then divorced. Okay. Like that's never happened to a lot of people. She married Randy White, who's a little out there, and started the Tampa Christian Center in 1991. Um, Apparently, they had a private jet, okay, and a $900,000 waterfront mansion. All right. So I'm just reading what they're writing here. I'm not saying that I'm happy that they're writing this, but it's weird because the media wants more women, right? The rock media, they want more women inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's why you've got Mariah Carey. Not a lot of talk here about Jonathan Cain, other than he's her third husband. All right, that's about it. She recorded Paula White today, and she's been on TV. And back in 2006, apparently, Donald Trump appeared on her show. Um, Apparently, she owned a condo in Trump Tower for 20 years and credited James Dobson, who was the focus on the Family Guy, for converting Trump to Christianity. All right. And they've got a nice picture of Trump and Paula White. Here's the deal. Trump tends to like strong, attractive women. All right. He's not a theologian. All right. The fact that they're going into, she's been married 3 times, Trump's been married 3 times. So that's probably what they have in common. They've both been married 3 times. How many of these writers and reporters have been married 3 times or have had broken relationships? And see, here's the thing that most reporters miss. Okay, Christianity is not a faith for perfect people. All right, it's not designed for perfect people. It's designed for hopeless sinners, people who constantly make mistakes. And even when people make bigger mistakes after you think, okay, they're doing well now, but then, they kind of fall off the wagon. That's what Christianity is for. That's what Christ did on the cross for you. So, all this talk about, oh, she's this, she's that. Look, I'm not saying I agree with her theology, but does Donald Trump know anything about theology? No, he really doesn't. He knows very little about theology. He says he likes the Bible. He says he likes people who are Christians and that Christians are treated unfairly, which I'd have to agree with him on. But he tends to gravitate towards strong and attractive women, and thus Paula White Kane. You would think they would make a bigger deal out of the fact that she married Jonathan Cain. They just say, like, oh, she married the Journey keyboardist slash guitarist. I think they put guitar before keyboards. That won't make Neil Sean happy. Just say, he's a keyboardist who also plays rhythm guitar. Get it right, Newsweek. Again, the media loves it when women break a glass ceiling, so long as that woman agrees with their way of thinking. And I was going to use a different phrase than their way of thinking. And it happens to kind of dovetail with this character a lot of people believe has, pointy horns and wears a red suit and all that. We're finding out that there's a lot of collusion between the media and the last president, and probably before Trump. I'm sure this was going on. And, thanks to Doge, we'll find all this stuff out. Elon Musk is kind of doing the Lord's work. But, again, this is not about the fact that Paula White is a woman. Paula White, it doesn't align with their belief system. That's what they really want to focus on. And to call her out for all the stuff that she's done in the past, that's understandable, but it's not really relevant. It just isn't relevant to this anymore. I mean, who was Joe Biden's faith person? Did he have one? Did he have a faith office? And I know they hauled a lot of peaceful people away who were praying in front of these clinics, right? They did. They hauled them away, and those people got pardoned, thank God. Look, does this have a lot to do with music? Not really. The fact that Jonathan Cain is in a good position because he knows somebody who, he's married to somebody who's in the White House, basically doing, I guess, good for the country. I don't know what she'll do. She's the director of this faith office, and I'm sure she's going to do whatever President Trump wants her to do, and he trusts her to do it. So anyway, I find it fascinating that Jonathan Cain is this close, basically, to the presidency, just a small town boy living in a lonely world. And now that's pretty cool. And people who mock all this stuff and think it's ridiculous and stupid, well, if it's ridiculous and stupid, it still is meaningful in the sense that the power structure, which a lot of, rock stars would love to be involved with, Czech, Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, all these people who, close to the president. James Taylor has been friends with a lot of presidents and so forth. But here, Jonathan Cain, his wife is actually working for the president of the United States. So it's interesting. I know people are just going to look at this and say, oh, well, I don't like her, so therefore, or they're just, people have opinions. And when it comes to Journey, you've got people that don't like certain people in Journey, whether it's John or Neil or even Arnell. For whatever reason, there are different reasons for this dislike, which might illustrate how maybe this Journey thing and a lot of these classic rock bands probably need to either completely revamp, meaning find a new band to go out there and play the music like a symphony. And I think this is what Foreigner is up to. By the way, the Foreigner stuff has still not been confirmed, although I have it on really good authority. So unless my source recants and says he made a mistake there, then I'm just going to leave that video out there, which talks about Foreigner's new lineup and what their plans are for 2025 and beyond. But with Journey, it would probably be a good idea to kind of just retire everybody. I don't think Neil Sean would ever do that, but I think Jonathan Cain would. I think Jonathan Cain can be like an assistant to his wife in the Faith Initiative, and I think that would be pretty fulfilling as far as a job. It might be more interesting than playing the same songs night after night, and songs that you can play in your sleep. At a certain point, no matter what your vocation is, you might want to try something new. And John is in his 70s, so he might want to do something different. And my guess is, I think that whole band at this stage probably wants to do something different. What they don't want to do is lose all of that money. Now, if we can recoup some of this money that's been thrown around in the last few years and give a little chunk to Journey, maybe they'll like a buyout. Maybe Trump and Paula can work something out, or they just buy out Neil Sean and say, "Hey, you can live on an island with your wife, and you'll have a credit card that you can max out anytime you want." I'm kidding. There's no credit card. There's no maxing out. I'm sorry. I don't know where I was going with that. Um. Anyway, Trump likes strong, attractive women, and that's why Paula White is where she is.